Hello, my friend. I think sometimes here on YouTube, we focus a lot on the very large brands, on the brands that are just everywhere. You know, the brands that are owned by big corporations and have lots of marketing and just seem to be everywhere. And we don't really focus on the brands that are the independent brands that don't have big parent companies and maybe don't have the marketing budget that some of these larger brands do. So what I wanted to do for you today is highlight some of those independent beauty brands and tell you some of my favorite products from those brands. So if you're looking for something new to try, then maybe you might see something that might be right for you. So if that sounds interesting, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. All right, I'm gonna give you fair warning. All right, so don't say I didn't warn you. There are a lot of influencer brands in here. So if you're not interested in influencer brands, brands created by people that also have YouTube channels or whatever, this may not be the video for you, and I'm gonna do what Teresa's Dead does, and I'm just gonna say thank you so much for watching, and I'll remember our time fondly. But if you're okay with that, then I have lots of great stuff to show you. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with NIKKIA Joy Cosmetics. NIKKIA Joy is an Australian YouTuber. She is the sweetest person, and she was kind enough to send me some of her lashes, which are also incredible, and also her velvet finishing powder. This is a fantastic finishing powder. It is extremely finely milled, and one thing I absolutely love about this is that it smells like vanilla cupcakes. It smells amazing. I did use it on my face today, and it just gives the most beautiful natural finish on the face without looking cakey, and it's just really nice. And it is a translucent finishing powder, so this should work for any skin tone. I haven't watched reviews on deeper skin tones for this, but it is translucent. It does seem to disappear, but I would definitely email the company if you are of a deeper skin tone just to make sure before you purchase, but it works beautiful on me. Next up, let's talk about Dose of Colors. I love Dose of Colors eyeshadow, but if I had to pick something that is my favorite thing from Dose of Colors, it has to be their liquid lipsticks. I'm wearing on my lips today, I believe, Truffle. It is a wonderful formula. One thing about Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks is that the lasting power is fantastic. They do dry down completely, which I really like. It makes them a little bit less comfortable than some other formulas, but they do have a really nice lasting power, which is wonderful, and their shade range is amazing. I recently just cleared out all of my Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks that were over 2 years old, and I repurchased all of the shades that I really like. So some of the ones that I have are Truffle, Supernatural, and Mondays. And if you don't know my love for Chocolate Wasted, it's a thing. It's a thing. So definitely Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks are probably my favorite thing from the brand. Another influencer brand, Kathleen Light's nail polish line. If you don't know, Kathleen Light's used to have a nail polish line that things kind of went down the wrong path, and she had to start over, rebrand, and now she has launched Light's Lacquer. I am wearing this on my nails today. This is my favorite shade. This one is the shade Amethyst. So this was sent in PR. Lasting power is very good on them, but the best thing about these is how quickly they dry. There's nothing more frustrating to me than putting on nail polish and then, you know, waiting for it to dry, thinking it's dry, and then smacking it on something, and now I've just ruined, you know, 10 minutes of trying to wait for my nail polish to dry. I have never had that problem with Light's lacquer polishes. They dry so fast. Really, really nice. I definitely recommend, though, if you want it to last longer, base coat and top coat are wonderful to use with these. I feel like it makes them last a lot longer. Moving on to my loves. I can't stop talking about these. All right, Sydney Grace. Y'all know how much I love my Sydney Grace. These are their cream shadows. I do love their pressed formula as well, but their cream shadows are just incredible. I did just talk about these, I think, in live chat the other day. I think that my favorite shade, if I had to pick one, is probably this one called Master Plan, just because it's got this really cool duochrome shift to it. It's like a purpley pink duochrome situation going on there. Like, what? It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And they all work so well. They dry down very quickly. And a problem I have with shimmer shadows is a lot of times they transfer from my lid to my brow bone. I don't have that problem with these. They're absolutely wonderful. Another influencer brand, this is Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Though I do like his eyeshadow formula, I happen to like his highlighter formula better. This is in the shade, this is the Supreme Frost in Wet Dream. This one reminds me so much of the ABH Amrezy highlighter. light. It's just a little bit more gold than that one was. It leaves the cheeks, just like it says, in a wet look. I feel like this would look absolutely beautiful on medium to deeper skin tones, but it looks really good on me as well. It just gives this beautiful glow to the skin, especially with a peach blush. Oh, it's so, so, so pretty. So really, really love this a lot. Speaking of highlighters, let's talk about OFRA, okay? OFRA is one of my favorite brands overall. They do so many things so well. I absolutely love their liquid lipsticks. I absolutely love their eyeliner, but their highlighters are probably my favorite thing from the brand. And the highlighters I would recommend if you're new to OFRA are the ones that have multiple colors. So this one is called All of the Lights. And if you're my skin tone, I think this one is perfect. If you are of a deeper skin tone, they do have some other choices that are like this that may be a little bit better for you, because this one does lean pretty light. But I love that you get all of these choices of color, and then you can also mix them. So if I want to put these two together, if I want to put these two together, or these two, I can do that very, very easily. So absolutely love OFRA highlighters. They are extremely glowy, very, very from space, very intense. So if you're not really into that, you may not like these, but if you do like a real glowy highlighter, these are amazing. Okay, gotta give a shout out to my friend Marlena over at Makeup Geek and the Matrix System. I do have a full video on these down below. I really love Marlena's eyeshadow formula. I don't know how different these are from her older formula. I honestly didn't have a whole lot of Makeup Geek shadows before these, so I can't do a lot of comparison there for you. All I can tell you is that I'm really, really loving these. To be completely honest, I don't think you need all of these shades, but she does have some really nice 9-pan palettes that are available and some 4-pan palettes that are available that I think would be better to purchase, kind of finding ones that would work for you, or picking your own shade and designing your own palette. And if you want to know more about the Matrix System, more about kind of her vision for these, again, please watch that full review that will be down below. But yeah, definitely love these. Very creamy, very blendable, very, very good lasting power. Very easy to work with, great for beginners in my opinion. Love Marlena's formula. Sigma Beauty. Okay. Sigma Beauty either does things really well or really not well. I feel like with some of their products. This blush palette I've talked about and talked about and talked about. I love it so much. This one, it's just called a cheek palette. I don't know. This is my go-to vacation cheek palette because I have every shade I could possibly need in blush in this palette for me and my desires. The only one I don't really use is this top one called Pet Name. It's just really light, and I don't really have much of a use for it except for maybe a brow bone highlight kind of situation. But the rest of them are absolutely gorgeous. I don't use Spiced quite as much because it is a little bit deep for me. But yeah, lasting power is fantastic. I love how buildable they are. So when you first put them on, they're very lightly applied, but then you can keep building and building and building until you get the level of intensity that you want, and that's what I want in a blush. And this blush formula is absolutely perfect for me. Moving over to Juvia's Place. If you've been around for a while, you know my love for Juvia's Place eyeshadows. I had to pick my favorite, which was very difficult because I love all of my Juvia's Place palettes, but I find that this one is the one I reach for the most. This is the Warrior palette, and just this shade range is just so beautiful. It's so beautiful, and I find that a lot of the color palettes, the ones that have more bright colors, I don't reach for those as much just because the colors kind of are all over the place and they're very, very bright and intense, and I usually will grab maybe one shade from the palette, 2 shades from the palette, but this palette, I reach for every single one of these shades. They make the most beautiful looks, and their foiled formula is out of the stinking world. Let me show you this one. This one is so creamy and beautiful. This one is called Benin, I believe is how you pronounce that, and it's just, oh my gosh, I just can't even. It's so intense and pigmented, and one thing I love about Juvia's Place is the price point. I honestly don't think you can get eyeshadows this good for this price point anywhere else, to be completely honest. I mean, they have sales all the time, 40% off sales. Like, it's crazy. I love Juvia's Place eyeshadows, and this one, ugh. Very universal, more natural looking colors that I feel like could work for anybody that likes a more shimmery eye look. Melt Cosmetics, definitely their eyeshadow formula is my favorite. This is the Smoke Sessions palette, and I love this thing. I have to be in the right mood to wear this though, because this is an intense palette with the greens and the yellows. It provides a very bold eye look, but like I will tell you, my favorite shade in this is Blue Dream. Blue Dream actually came broken, but I was able to push it back into the pan and I was able to get it back in there because it is so creamy, and it actually stayed in there once I pushed it back in. That's how creamy this formula is. It's almost a cream formula. And look at that. It's like a sheer wash of just beautiful green goodness. So I usually use this as like an inner corner highlight. Sometimes I'll use it to tap over the other shades, but it is a little more sheer. Let me show you this one. This is intense. I don't use this one that often just because it's a little wild for me, I have to be honest. It's bright. It's really, really bright, but it's really fun. It's just a fun toy, and I really love this palette. Dominique Cosmetics, I don't think you can beat her original Latte palette. It is so good. It is so good, and I love that she included these fun shades over on the side, these fun, more colorful shades over on the side, because they pair very, very well with the more natural colors in the palette. So if you want to do a more natural look and then just throw a pop of color in, it's very easy to do that with this palette. Very creamy, very easy to use, and I just love the intensity of these foiled shades. It reminds me a lot of the Juvia's Place foiled shadows, and the mattes are just so buttery. They kind of remind me of ABH, how buttery they are, but they don't produce as much fallout as the ABH shadows, and it's just a beautiful color selection, very well done formula, and I love this palette. Oh my gosh, so many palettes. I think all the rest is eyeshadow. All the rest is eyeshadow. I'm just letting you know. I cannot speak highly enough about the NUDIE Patootie palette by Laura Lee. I have had so much fun playing with this palette, and I love that you can get a very, very subtle look from this palette if you want, or you can just jazz it up and just make some kind of crazy night look if you want to. It's just an extremely versatile palette. Favorite shade in here is definitely Jaybird. It has this beautiful red gold shift in it. It's a beautiful duochrome. The only shade I don't really like in here is Buff, just because it's kind of hard to work with. It's just kind of, I don't know, there's something weird going on with the formula of Buff, but the rest of them I really, really love. I love the mattes in here. I love the foiled shades. It's a very versatile day to night natural palette. So if that's what you're looking for, this may be something that would work well for you. Of course, Tati Beauty, textured neutrals. Oh my gosh, absolutely love this palette. Oh my gosh, I use this so much, but I have to tell you, I kind of shy away from these two rows. I tend to not use those quite as much. When I'm reaching for this, I'm typically reaching for the Ritual row, the Soothe row, or the Aura row. Those are the ones I tend to gravitate more to. I did use the Poet row, what was it, on Sunday, I believe. It's such a cool concept to do a monochromatic row in 4 different finishes. I just thought that was a really neat idea, and I think she executed it very, very well. I do want to let you know, as far as the glitters go, just be really careful with the glitters in this palette, because I did accidentally get a glitter underneath my contact lens once, and that was no bueno. I didn't do any like bad damage to my eye. I just kind of felt it under my contact, and I was like, oh gosh, what did I do? And I took my contacts out, and then I was fine. If I was out somewhere and I didn't have the ability to take my contacts out, I would have probably been in some trouble. So just kind of be aware of that if you're a contact lens wearer, or if you have sensitive eyes with the glitters. The chunks are very, very chunky. Just proceed with caution with those. But other than that, I mean, I just absolutely love this palette. It worked really, really well. Oh my gosh, all this influence. Let's break up the influencer stuff. I got one more influencer one, but let's take a break for a second. Let's go into Glam Light. I got this palette in PR, but every other palette I've gotten from Glam Light, I have purchased. So I have the cake palette, and then I have the burger palette. I do have a full review on the burger palette, but man, their formula is so good. I haven't used this one a whole lot just because it's so intense. It's so bright, but I wanted to give people that love those brights something that I thought you would really, really love. And this is just a fantastic eyeshadow formula. They do such a good job with the creaminess of the mattes, ease of blendability, the opacity of it. My yellow did come broken, but it didn't come so broken that it stopped me from being able to use it. And it's a great yellow. It's a wonderful yellow. Let me show you how beautiful it is. It's a beautiful yellow. I don't know what else to say. Like it's bright. It's real bright. So again, I don't use this palette a whole lot, but when I do, absolutely love this formula. All right, Lunar Beauty, I buy these. I bought all of his palettes, I believe, except for maybe one. Moonspell is my favorite. Besides the packaging that I'm incredibly in love with, I love the shades in here as well. I love the purples. I love the way he put this together because I feel like this is something I wouldn't have been able to design color-wise. I wouldn't have put these colors together, but they work really well. It's like I can almost trust in this palette that I can use any of these shades and they will look good on my eyes. It doesn't matter how I pair them, and they all end up working very, very well together, which is so nice as someone who isn't insanely talented at picking out colors, that I can kind of relax and just pick colors and they'll all end up working. And it's just a really fun palette to play with. And again, quality is fantastic. And then finally, I had some trouble including this because these are always things sold out, and I feel bad showing them when they're always things sold out, but they're so good. If you can get your hands on these, oh shoot. Oh my gosh, one of them fell out. Oh my gosh, that's not good. Oh no. No, one of my favorite colors just fell out of the pan. Look at that, that's completely out of the pan. How do I fix that? No, I love that color. Can I push it? Can I push it? Oh, expletive deleted. Oh, okay. I think I can still show you, even with that one doing that thing. I don't know how that happened. I love that color too. It's so pretty. This is Cleona Cosmetics. Cleona Cosmetics is an indie brand that does mostly eyeshadows, and they do really unique colors. They do a lot of duochromes, multichromes, and they are so much fun. If you are looking for fun eyeshadows to play with, I definitely recommend these. They do some that are a little more like traditional kinds of colors, but then they have these fun guys down here that are from their stained glass collection. Really fun. I don't even know what happened there, but I'm really sad that happened because this shade's gorgeous. Let me just kind of show you one of these. So this is one of the duochromes. What? These are just super fun. These are like Instagram shades. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What is happening here? What? And it makes for a really fun eye look. And then people look at you and they're like, what color? What is that on your eyes? Because it's constantly changing. So it's very distracting talking to someone with an eyeshadow on like that, but it is fun. It is really fun. If you want attention getting eyeshadows, these multichromes are the way to go. And they're just very good quality shadows, and I really enjoy playing with them. So at this point, my friend, it is your turn in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, where we help each other to not buy crap and to buy things that are totally worth it. I would love to know your thoughts on any of these indie beauty brands. I know some of them are larger, some of them are smaller, but I would love to know your thoughts. What are your favorite products from them? Or what are your favorite independent beauty brands and products that you like from them that maybe I didn't mention? I know there are probably so many brands that I forgot to mention in this video, but it doesn't mean that I don't love them, I promise. I just had to end the video somewhere. But if you have some products that you would like for me to try, that you've tried from independent beauty brands, definitely leave those in the comments down below, and maybe I'll buy a bunch and make a video out of it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you could hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video, that will help me out a lot because it'll tell YouTube to share it with more people. And if you would like to watch another video of mine, YouTube should be recommending a video for you right down there to watch. But if it is your time to go, I totally get it. You got stuff to do. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. Mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very soon.